What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? This is Kenneth here, just checking in. Doing a quick little live stream to see exactly how this will be set up. I'm trying to see if how I could be of service to you, see how the platform works, and just try my hand at going live on YouTube. Um, Not really many topics that I have on the agenda for today. Like I said, I'm really just learning how to use the platform, and I want to bring you all along with me. So, if you did read the title, Lenny, before we get there, my name is Kenneth Allen, um, human resources professional, 20 plus years as a client solutions specialist. Also, I've held positions anywhere from private investigator all the way through emergency medical technician. Quite an extensive career history. Yet, I find myself these days as being a multifaceted entrepreneur, whether it's workshop facilitation and integrative wellness. Uh, I also do some professional public speaking. And hey, I guess the title of these days is content creator. So, Kenneth Allen, I'm here. If you're here, just don't want to follow the trend, but you can click the like button, you can click the subscribe, and you can expect me to be doing this a little more often. Um, if someone was in the chat, I will go ahead and have you check and make sure that the stream is coming through nice and clear. I just want to make sure that the equipment is working properly and that um, we do have a bona fide, certified, good connection here. Nevertheless, the title for this live was what is it? Flaky Flights, Funerals, and
There wasn't pink slushy.
yes, I would like some pink slushy. Jan, Jan, you shut my door, please.
I almost forgot to shut it.
Thank you. Love you. We do have children here. I guess I'm a father of two daughters. I'm a farmer. We have started a bamboo farm for conservation purposes with the intent of growing enough bamboo to be able to promote sustainability, renewability, and also support the renewable resource movement that is ever so popular in our culture today. I guess that would be a topic of note. We can start there since that comes up. It's currently 2025, July the 7th. And I do want to look at our 2030 sustainability goals. Let me look that up. I guess the one that I'm currently focusing on would be life on land combined with clean water and sanitation. So let's go ahead and read the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, looking at life on land. And I quote from the United Nations, goal number 15 is to protect, restore, and promote the sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably managed forests.
Here we go. It's pink. It's strawberry lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade slushy, and you made it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Love you.
Can't wait to try it.
I'm going to try it right now. So I had a special delivery of a slushy here, and I guess you guys will see me eat a slushy that my 4-year-old daughter just made from me right now. So to get back to goal number 15 for the United Nations, I'll just restart because of the interruption. Um, I said my first time. Nobody in the house knows I'm going live, and we'll just deal with it as it comes. Um, but this is from the United Nations. Goal number 15 for the 2030 sustainability goals. Goal 15 is to protect, restore, and promote the sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably managed forests, to combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation while halting biodiversity loss. A lot of big words there, and probably some interesting verticals that we can tap into at a later time, or if anybody on here is actually intimately engaged in any of these industries. Uh, but for clarity and simplicity, it's basically take care of the earth. And by us starting a bamboo farm, that's what we plan to do. So that's the outset of the goal 15 for 2030 sustainability. For me, I guess a bamboo farm would fall up under biodiversity and ecosystems, along with forest. So let me click on the related goal of forest up on the goal number 15. And goal number 15 is basically to protect, to restore, and promote the sustainable use. And we would fall up under the restoration and promotion of sustainable use. Let's see. This is interesting. So, investing in forest and forestry represent an investment in people and their livelihoods, especially the rural, poor, youth, and women. They give us a statistic here that around 1.6 billion people, including more than 2,000 indigenous cultures, depend on forests for their livelihood. Now, while we are currently, just speak of me and my family and my local community, we aren't currently depending on bamboo for our livelihood, but the more we grow, it can become a premier staple within our livelihood and what we choose to use as far as a food crop, a natural resource and raw material for textiles and fabric manufacturing. We can also use it as a building material. Raw bamboo can be used to build houses, shelters, coverings, many types of furnitures, uh, flooring. Um, it's a very, very versatile plant. And with bamboo being what we focus on, most people think that bamboo is actually a tree. And upon further research and getting into the technical specifications of it, is actually a grass. So we are interested in the promotion and the growing of a bamboo grass, which could fall up under goal number 15 of the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals that are promoted by the United Nations. And I am a proponent and a supporter of what the United Nations has to offer. I hope to be able to partner with them one day. As we proceed, I want to say that more than 80% of the terrestrial species of animals, plants, and insects are housed in our forestry. So we do want to make sure that we're not just undergoing a large swath of deforestation, but even just bare concrete jungles, and we're not replenishing the trees that we take down. That was very important to us, knowing that for us to propagate a bamboo farm, we did have to clear out an extreme amount of trees and reshape the landscape, for lack of a better word. But after that rescraping, we chose to replant and replenish. And that further goes into the restoration goal for longevity of the goal 15 up under the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. Just for note, let's see what events we have coming up here. We don't have any upcoming speaking events. It looks like the next event we have would be in June 2025. We have plenty of events. See if I can find something a little closer. October 24. A few events in January. So Tuesday, so that'll be next Tuesday, the 14th through the 15th. We have a high-level retreat investing in ocean solutions towards a brighter future for the ocean. It's going to be the third United Nations Ocean Conference in collaboration with the Department of Economic and Social Affairs. It's going to be held in Korea. Let's see what this is for. January the 21st through January the 22nd, we have an expert group meeting on the Sustainable Development Goal 5. And that's going to be in preparation of the high level political forum, where the theme is advancing sustainable, inclusive, science and evidence-based solutions for the 2030 agenda and the sustainable development goals for leaving no one behind. It said the 2025 high-level political forum will have an in-depth review of Sustainable Development Goals 3, which ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. Sustainable Development Goal 5, which is to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. I guess that would be great if you have daughters. And Sustainable Development Goal 8, which is to promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. Oh, I do like that. Let's read that again for Sustainable Development Goal number 8, which is to promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. I like that. I do have a talent solutions company, which I founded. It's Sensible Source Talent Solutions, which we specialize in finding healthcare workers, entry-level information technology specialists, as well as corporate level senior executives in the human resources field. But as we continue, at the high level political forum on January the 21st, they will also be addressing goal number 14, which is to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. And goal 17, which is to strengthen the means of implementation and revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development. So if we look at goal number 5 again, which is to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls, they're going to look at its role in advancing sustainable development across the 2030 agenda. Like I said, it's going to be in partnership with the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, the Division for Sustainable Development Goals, and the United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and the Empowerment of Women, together with other partners who are going to organize an expert group meeting on Sustainable Development Goal 5 and its interlinkages with other Sustainable Development Goals. I was going to say the objective of the meeting is to take stock of progress towards the Sustainable Development Goal 5, to identify innovative solutions that could accelerate progress toward Sustainable Development Goal 5, while also generating synergies and addressing trade offs with other goals and targets, to consider new challenges that may have emerged since the goal was last reviewed, including in relation to the intensifying climate crisis, the slow recovery from COVID-19, multiple conflicts, and economic turmoil, among others, and to identify lessons learned and good practices on Sustainable Development Goal 5, the implementation over the past 10 years, and to reflect on ways to harness the political momentum from this SDG Summit and the Summit of the Future to deliver on SDG 5 by 2030. So these are the discussions that are going to help inform the high-level political forum, assist in planning its sessions, and contribute towards identifying collaborations and programs of work on SDG 5 going forward from 2025. So let's see what we have on gender equality and women empowerment. So this is focused on gender equality, leaning towards a bias of upholding and promoting UN, United Nations, the UN Women, which was established in 2010. And said that group, the UN Women, works for the elimination of discrimination against women and girls, the empowerment of women, and the achievement of equality between women and men as partners and beneficiaries of development, human rights, humanitarian action, peace, and security. And it goes on to say that the vital role of women and the need for their full and equal participation in leadership in all areas of sustainable development was reaffirmed in The Future We Want, which is paragraph 236 through 244, as well as in the Open Working Group Proposal for Sustainable Development Goals. Now, there is a linkage there for the Open Working Group Proposal for Sustainable Development Goals. And the proposed Sustainable Development Goal 5 addresses that and reads that in order to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. So, SDG 5, looking at equality for genders. That's something that I also can stand behind as a. Oh, I just checked the chat. Hello, how are you there, Culinary Wellness RX? If you still see me, could you share a wave emoji? Let's see if I can just respond to the chat. All right. I think I have one viewer here now. Oh, well, it's close to a wave emoji, but we'll take it. Just testing out what this would feel like to go live. And I just thought I would get on here and, no, not a hand wave. I need specific ocean emoji. How do we find that? This one. This is the one we need. Drop your ocean emojis. All right, I'm going to tell people how to find it. Excellent. All right, so this pretty low latency, low delay. And now that I know I have someone involved, can you all just drop something in the chat? Maybe a question or how you happen to find this channel, and we can proceed from there. I don't know how many of you were here from the beginning, but if you see me eating and drinking, I guess my daughter did bring me a homemade slushie. It's very appetizing and sugar filled. So I should have no problem going to sleep in the morning. Because I won't be going to sleep at night. Um, so the question comes in: how do you search for these conferences and meetings? So Google is your friend. You just want to type in the UN 2030. Just type in UN, the number 20 and the number 30. And that should take you to the page that has the Sustainable Development Goals that the United Nations wants to collaborate internationally with leaders worldwide to be able to have these goals come to fruition. Um, I believe the first page has a list of 17 goals. And we were just reading some of the ones who were uh, at the forefront of their mind and the ones that were closest to us in the timeline, which they would be having an event on January the 21st, which I was reading. And you should just see it at the events section at the bottom of that page. If you don't find it, just let me know and I'll try to give you a better way to get there. But this is a channel that's focused on integrative wellness, and we do approach that from an 8-layer perspective, knowing that these 8 layers do include wellness at the lens of physical, intellectual, emotional, spiritual. Those are 4, followed by financial, occupational, environmental, and social wellness across all 8 layers. And looks like tonight we're focusing on the environmental part. I see the thanks. That's helpful. You're very welcome. Um, and we're just exploring how these goals could play into our lives on a day-to-day basis so that we can be in lockstep with the rest of the international community of wellness promoters and people who just have a heart to do good. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. So, um, just telling the audience a little more about me, some of my watchers and fellow streamers, who I am, what I'm interested in, why I'm here, and how we could collaborate. And I'm also here to listen to why others are here and any other topics that they may have on their mind and at the forefront of their forehead. But as we proceed, once again, just looking at environmental wellness, since that is a topic, we want to explore how we interact with our environments, how we take care of it, how we contribute to it, but also how we detract from our environments. Um, how big is our carbon footprint? Who do we go to for our gasoline purchases for our vehicles? Do we even still drive a vehicle that runs off of gasoline? Um, those are some of the mid-level problems and issues that we would like to address on this channel. Some of the smaller and more immediate is: who's your neighbor? Do you know their name? Do you know their phone numbers? If you were in need in your immediate environment, could you go knock on someone's door and feel safe enough that they wouldn't pull the proverbial wool over your eyes? Um, Testing this out here. Um, Live stream number 1. I'm doing this without any prompt or scripting. Do happen to have the news going on in the background, and I guess the environmental crisis that we're experiencing today is that the Pacific Palisades has burned over 2,900 acres of forest. 2,900 acres of forest is no small feat. It's nothing to blink an eye at. And I guess did I give myself a thumbs up? How did I get a thumbs up? We're just looking at this here and the catastrophe and the catastrophic events that are going on there, and just trying to be proactive and preventive on how we can prevent that from happening in our environment. I just think that cleansing comes through fire, and we do have to appreciate that. Um, but we also have to give a moment of silence and pay honor and respect to the people who may have lost their lives, let alone their livelihood, due to this unforeseen natural disaster. And we can just try to partner up with organizations who would be there in that vicinity to help. I'm all the way on the East Coast, with more demanding and urgent physical obligations, but in spirit and in mind, I would like to send a heart wave of support to those who are affected by that fire in the Palisades. So before I continue to just ramble on here, um, those are the fires. I guess we do have a role to play in that, and I'll be more prepared for these conversations in the future. So, hey, it's been 26 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and drop off of here in the stream, and guess I'll see you guys another time. So, yeah, thank you for the fire emoji, Culinary Wellness RX. You guys can check out that channel if this live stays up. And like to invite you guys to just stay well and be your best. Until next time.